If you're anything like me, you'll have moments where you open your calendar up and that creative day that you've been keeping reserved for, your podcast recording and a couple of things to do that's going to be nice and easy to do, it's become 12 tasks, 3 follow-ups, no idea what I'm recording. And that's the day your creativity starts to feel like admin, right? We've all been there. I tend to block out Mondays. Mondays are usually quite a good day for me for getting things done. But then it's easy, especially on a Monday, I find, it's easy to get lost in catching up with the admin for the rest of the business because I've not been working the weekend, or I've not worked as much over the weekend. I've got all sorts of things that I need to get done. And before you know it, you're knee deep in the admin rather than doing the stuff that really floats your boat and gets your energy flowing. You're creative, you're recording the content, getting the value out there to your audience, or even just writing the posts that accompany that onto the social media. Like a lot of people call it creative business mode, right? There are a million things that go behind the scenes in any business that none of us probably appreciated before we started our business. And you find out that, there's payroll, there's admin, there's, accounting. There's all of these different things that go on behind the scenes. And the same is true for content. There's a difference though between creating and then managing that creativity. And I think for a lot of people, I'm really fortunate, right? Like I really enjoy turning that admin side into like automation and making it really efficient and finding ways of shortcutting things so that you still get the same results with half the effort. And I'm like, but that's my job. That is literally my business. For you out there, it's not. You've got your own job to do. You've got your own clients to work with, and spending time on how can I efficiently get a guest to record on my show? How do I create guest questions really effectively and efficiently without spending days of research? All those little things like that. That's not your world, it's mine. So whilst I get a thrill out of making that really efficient and enthusiastic and giving it back to people, most people don't get that. So I'm really fortunate with what I do. But even I have to box off what's a shiny object versus something that really adds value. And so I've had to learn my own things that are a risk to me, because I'll happily follow a shiny object for hours and get no value at the end of it, and then not have achieved all the things that I wanted to achieve. So I think the most valuable thing that you make isn't content, right? It's the momentum that goes with the content, but it's without burning yourself out, right? It's protecting that mental space at the same time. And that's where I help people is, I want my clients to be able to go out there, record their content, and then just leave it. Know that it's going to be processed, it's going to be dealt with, it's going to be repurposed, and it's going to go out and find the audience that you want it to find. Meanwhile, you're not burning this out, trying to do 20 more things that you did already had a full schedule, right? And then there's creativity stuff's on the side. So I think for me, it's, and that's why I created Content Classroom, right? So this isn't like, yes, if you want to work with us, fine, I'd love to work with you, but that's why I created Content Classroom. This is the understanding behind it, is I want to share all this knowledge with you so that, and we were talking about things like how to create an efficient guest process. Well, that's something we're going to cover in the coming months. We've got a lot of content on here about how to be effective and efficient in different tasks and different admin purposes, like without showing you the tools, because that's different. That's a different coaching technique altogether to get you efficient with the tools. But if you just want to protect that mental space, I'm here showing you how to do everything for free. I'm not asking anything other than you sign up for the Content Classroom newsletter, because I'm a big believer that if you can do it yourself, you should be doing it yourself. For some people, that's a great place to start. And then over time, they run out of time to do it themselves. They run out of interest. They run out of energy to do it themselves. Or they realize that actually their focus and time is better spent on other things. And that creates the budget to allow things to be outsourced. That's fine. We're here at whatever point of the journey you're in. But if you've got a question, if you've got something that you really find frustrating, it's around your content creation, around video creation, podcast creation, drop me a line. Contact details are always available in the show notes. We'd love to hear back from you about what stresses you out. And if we haven't covered it in another video, I'll create one just for you. Because if you've got the question, I guarantee there are 100 other people who have the same question. I'll see you next week on the Content Classroom.